My marriage started to flourish when I stopped being the man that my wife wanted me to be, and I started to become the man that God called me to be. There were things that my wife wanted from me that was based off of her triggers and her trauma. There were also things that my wife wanted me to be that God had not graced me to be. When I got to the place and I realized that no matter the effort, no matter the changes, no matter what I did, it always seemed to not be enough. But when I surrendered it to the altar and I began to seek God for my marriage and to become the man that he called me to be, there were things that my wife said she needed or she wanted from me that God allowed me to understand could only come from him. Yes, God says to love your wife like Christ loved the church, but your wife is not the person to tell you how to love her like Christ loved the church. Christ is the person to tell you how to love her, how he loved the church. Christ did not love the church to cater to the church's trauma, to cater to what the church felt he should be. Christ loved the church in a way that provoked the church to look at itself to see where the church didn't look like Christ. My marriage began to flourish when I stopped being the man that my wife wanted me to be, and I started to become the man that God called me to be. I never had an expectation of what my wife should be to me because she held the title of wife. My expectation has always been in God. And so that was never a pressure that I applied to her more than she applied that type of pressure to herself and how she wanted to show up. Fellas, if you want to see change in your house, if you want to see change in your relationship, if you want to see change in your marriage, then submit and surrender yourself to God. Stop always trying to be what your wife needs because she feels some type of way, and become all that God calls you to be and more than she will feel some type of way about what you are or aren't being for her. She will honor who you are becoming and who you are being to God.